Welcome to Unlock Your Career, the channel that opens up what's really behind professional growth. You delivered the project on time. You solved the problem nobody wanted to touch. You stayed late when everyone else went home. The next morning, you opened the company chat and saw the announcement. A colleague got promoted. The same colleague who came to you last week with a basic question, the same one who left early on Friday while you were still on the call. You weren't angry, you were confused. Because you know you delivered more, you know you knew more. And still, it wasn't you. And what's most unsettling, you look back and realize this isn't the first time. It keeps happening. And you still don't know why. The first reaction is to think something was missing in you. But there's a more precise explanation for what happened. What exactly did your colleague's manager see in him that he didn't see in you? It wasn't the report, it wasn't the spreadsheet, it wasn't the number of hours. What he saw, or rather what he felt before any conscious analysis, were signals. Signals that the people around you process automatically. Before any performance review, before any formal decision. Signals you weren't sending. That's what this video is about. There's a finding that changes the way you see all of this. It takes less than a second for someone to form a perception of you. Before you open your mouth, before you present any result, the status detection system of the people around you has already reached a conclusion, and that conclusion is not based on what you delivered. It's based on the signals you send. Think about how a human group works. Groups have always needed to distribute value internally. Who leads, who follows, who deserves more resources, more attention, more trust. That distribution system wasn't invented by HR. It's far older than any company. What changed is the setting. The modern corporate environment placed that system inside offices, meetings, and promotions. But the mechanism is the same, and that mechanism has a name: the status game. Inside that game, there are two ways to move up. The first is dominance. You force your position through authority, intimidation, control. It works in some contexts. But inside modern corporate environments, dominance without substance wears out fast. The second is prestige. And here is the point that changes everything. Prestige is not something you take. It's something the group freely grants when it perceives value in you. When it decides collectively and unconsciously that you deserve to be elevated, the invisible professional almost always has real competence. Sometimes more competence than anyone else in the room. But competence alone doesn't generate prestige. It generates utility, and utility is invisible. Think about the difference between a tool and a person. A tool is used. A person is recognized. When you deliver results but don't send the right signals, the group processes you as a tool, even if unconsciously. You are valuable, but you are not seen. So what makes the group grant prestige? The answer lies in three signals that need to exist together, not in sequence. Together, the first is competence. You need to demonstrate that you are valuable to the group, that your skills contribute, that you solve what needs to be solved. You're probably already sending this signal. It's where you live. The second is sincerity. When you demonstrate sincerity, you send a specific message to the group. I will play by the rules. I won't manipulate. I won't sabotage. You can count on me. This signal reduces distrust and opens space for real connection. The third is warmth. When you are warm, you signal something even more fundamental. I won't use dominance against you. I'm not a threat. You can let your guard down. Warmth deactivates the group's alert system and opens the path for prestige to be granted. These three signals together form what the group needs to see in order to elevate someone. Not one or two, all three. And here's what happens in practice with someone who is invisible. The competence is there, but warmth and sincerity were left out. Not out of bad intention, but because the focus was entirely on delivery, on execution, on results. The group detects competence, but without warmth, competence looks like distance. Without sincerity, it looks like opacity. And distance plus opacity, no matter how competent you are, doesn't generate prestige. It generates quiet respect. sometimes discreet admiration, but not a promotion. Now think about the colleague who got promoted. He probably didn't deliver more than you, but at some point, perhaps without even realizing it, he completed the triad. The people around him felt at ease. They trusted his intentions. And when his name came up in the promotion conversation, the group didn't need to think twice, because prestige had already been granted long before the formal decision. That's how it works. The promotion is just the official record of something that was already decided in the hallways and meetings, over lunch, in the day-to-day interactions, and it all starts with the signals you send, or fail to send. Before adjusting anything, a quick check. Do the people around you come to you when they need to solve something? Do they learn from you? Do they see you as a reference in any area? If yes, the first signal is being read. The group has already detected competence. If not, it may not be a lack of ability. It may be that your competence is happening in silence, without the group being able to connect it to you. That also has a solution, but it starts by making your work legible to the people around you. Now the other two signals. Before adjusting anything, a quick check. Do the people around you come to you when they need to solve something? Do they learn from you? Do they see you as a reference in any area? If yes, the first signal is being read. The group has already detected competence. If not, it may not be a lack of ability. It may be that your competence is happening in silence, without the group being able to connect it to you. That also has a solution, but it starts by making your work legible to the people around you. Now the other two signals. Sincerity shows up when you communicate not just results, but the reasoning behind them. The problems you're trying to solve, what you want to build. When people understand how you think, the opacity disappears, and the distrust falls with it. Warmth is more subtle. It's not forced friendliness. It's genuine presence in everyday interactions. It's showing real interest in what the people around you are going through. It's making someone leave a conversation with you feeling heard. When all three signals are present together, something shifts in the way the group processes you. You stop being a useful tool and become someone the group wants to see grow. That's the difference between being valuable and being recognized. There's one detail about promotions that changes everything. The performance review, the one where your name is discussed, where your performance is analyzed, where the decision seems to be made, is not where the promotion happens, it's where it's recorded. Research shows that the vast majority of managers already have a candidate in mind 3 to 6 months before the formal process begins. And more than half of the professionals who were promoted were already exercising informal authority long before the announcement. Not because they were chosen, because the group had already granted them prestige, and the company simply formalized what was already true. The real decision doesn't happen in a meeting room. It happens in the hallway after a presentation, in the way someone handles a difficult conversation, in the moment a person speaks and the room shifts direction. Those are the moments the group is registering, not the December report. What you do with this is exactly what this entire video prepared you to do. Check whether the group can read your competence, communicate your intentions clearly, and be genuinely present in the day-to-day interactions, not the night before the review. Now, if you recognize something in this video, you're already a step ahead. The game hasn't changed, but now you know the rules that move it. If this meant something to you, share it. There's certainly someone you know who needs to see this. And if you want to keep unlocking what's really behind professional growth, this is your channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time.